Today's grammar lesson will help you talk about yourself. I'll give you a list of ways that you can describe yourself. So get out a pen and paper and write some of these down. And remember to always be honest and that sometimes short answers are okay. In almost every interview, the interviewer will ask you to tell them something about yourself. Tell only important things that are related to the job that you are interviewing for. Remember to use the present tense when giving these answers. Let's look at a few examples of things that you could say. You could use I am. Some examples might be, I am a hard worker, or I am a fast learner. How about I can? Can usually deals with ability, things that you can do. I can use a computer, or I can drive a truck. Another thing you could say is something that you enjoy. Enjoy means something that you like to do. So you could say, I enjoy working outdoors, or I enjoy working with my hands. Or you could say, I like to. Like to and enjoy are very similar. I like to take photographs. Or maybe I like to play soccer. So in a job interview, when they ask you to tell them about yourself, you could use these phrases to help you give an answer. You will also use the present tense to answer questions about your current job. Let's look at some examples of how that is used. For your current job, which means the job that you're doing right now, you'll use the present tense. I am. I am a dishwasher. I have. I have 3 years experience. I do. I do a good job. I work. I work the night shift. In a job interview, they often ask about previous work experience. Previous means jobs that you had before now. If they ask you a question about previous work experience, you need to use the past tense. So instead of I am, you would say I was. Instead of I have, I had. Instead of I do, I did. And instead of I work, I worked. Let's look at some examples of that. I was a housekeeper. I had a lot of responsibility. I did cleaning and laundry. I worked 6 days a week. Here's another example about a truck driver. I was a truck driver. I had my own truck. I did hard work. I did a good job. I worked very hard. So remember, when talking about your current job, use the present tense. I am, I have, I do, I work. And when talking about previous jobs, use the past. I was, I had, I did, and I worked. Okay. In most interviews, they'll ask you about your strengths or your strong points. Here is a list of some strengths that you can use in a job interview. If any of these describe you, write them down on a piece of paper and take them with you to your next job interview. Let's review these. Hardworking. I am hardworking. It means you always do a good job. You work hard. On time. I am always on time. I am never late. Organized. I am very organized. I don't make any messes. Good people skills. I have good people skills. This means that you work well with other people, co-workers and customers. Bilingual. I am bilingual. Bilingual means you speak more than one language. This is a very important strength to have. Good communicator. I am a good communicator. A good communicator means that you speak well, that you can communicate ideas well. So all of these are good strengths that you can use for your next job interview. Sometimes in a job interview, the interviewer will ask you about your weaknesses. Weaknesses or weak points are things that you have difficulty with or that are maybe a problem for you. If they ask you about your weaknesses, don't tell them everything that is wrong with you. Focus on one or two things and then try to tell them how you're trying to improve this so that it isn't a problem for you in the future. Let's look at some examples of what I mean. Writing English is hard for me. But you could also say, I'm taking classes to improve my English. Or, I try to do things too quickly, but I'm trying to slow down so that I don't make any mistakes. Or, I want to make everyone happy, but I'm learning how to focus my attention on the important tasks in my job. I don't ask enough questions, but I am trying to ask for more information so that I don't make any mistakes. So if they ask for your weaknesses, choose a few, don't tell them everything, and then try to say how you're trying to improve upon these weaknesses so they're not a problem for you in the future. Okay, let's review. My friend Donna and I are now going to role play an interview. Listen to how she describes herself. What are her strengths and weaknesses? Then help me decide whether I should hire her. Hi, Donna. I'm looking for a housekeeper for my hotel. Please tell me something about yourself.
Well, I've worked for major hotels in housekeeping and also for some private families.
Okay, good. So you have some experience.
Yes.
All right. And what do you see as your personal strengths?
Well, I always get to work on time, and I hardly ever get sick.
Okay, very good. And do you have any personal weaknesses that you'd like to tell me about?
Sometimes if I have to learn something new, I have to ask 2 or 3 times or have someone show me how to do it before I understand.
Well, that's okay. I prefer you ask and do it right the first time than make a mistake. All right, well, what do you think? Should I hire her? Let's review these notes that I made to help me make my decision. She said that she had a lot of experience, that she worked for private homes and major hotels. That's a good thing. For personal strengths, she said that she always gets to work on time and is almost never sick. I like to hear that in a worker. And for her weaknesses, she answered honestly and said that sometimes she has to have things explained to her more than one time. I don't mind explaining things to people if they really are trying to learn and do the job right. So what do you think? Okay, I've decided. I think I'll give her the job. When can you start?
Tomorrow.
Great.